Hello and welcome. This is Guy Glidden, and this is a screencast that will introduce you to the assignments of EDUC 6023 Research 1. This is the research course that's being offered in the spring of 2013. The course has been revised from previous offerings of research classes, and this is to give you a little introduction. Now, this is going to be a very quick overview of the assignments of the class. So do not worry if you don't feel that you get enough information from this to be able to do the assignments based on the information you're getting here. You will not. You should look for different layerings of information. So very soon you will find a set of additional screencasts, because there will be a screencast on each assignment that you see reviewed in this video. And then after that, you will find the layering of a set of skills and tasks and tutorial sessions that are designed to help you move a step further beyond that to be able to have the skills to complete the assignments. So this is an overview. Don't get excited if it's not very much detail. It's going to whet your appetite. One other thing before I move from this page. I have identified two texts for the course. One's called Memory Jogger, the other's called Freakonomics. Neither of these are expensive books. Memory Jogger can be located in the Newman University bookstore for about $15, but you can get it on Amazon.com for less than $10. Freakonomics, I don't think they have in the bookstore yet, but you can also get it on Amazon.com for about $8 right now. Now, there was concern because Freakonomics is not listed as in the text for this course in the pre-course information. If that's a problem, let me know. I wouldn't think that an $8 text would be too much of a problem. Let's move on. The first assignment is really a prep assignment, and here's what you need to do. Before you do any of the for real assignments, you need to select a topic that will be the basis of content for some of your other assignments. So what you need to do, look around your work setting, your school, whatever, find a need or a situation that needs to be addressed because there needs to be improvement. I can't imagine any school where that's not going to be readily available. All you need to do is look for an academic area, an academic sub-area, an area of student culture that needs your attention. It could be anything from student discipline, student safety, student involvement. How do we get those math scores up? How do we improve the reading scores? How do we get more interest and involvement in taking elective courses? You name the topic. I know there are hundreds of them. When you get that far and you get a topic, again, there are no guidelines, there's no rubric because it's not a graded assignment. So, but here are some of the guidelines and suggestions. Okay, you need to think of something where we can develop it further, because we need to think in terms of a need that could be matched with a strategy, how do we get a better school climate? How do we get more student involvement? How do we upgrade what we're doing in reading and math to get more results? It could be something as simple as looking at a particular resource that your school's purchased. Example, lots and lots of schools are now purchasing iPads for student use. And I love my little iPad as well. But I'm not sure what's out there in literature and how many schools are making effective use of this as a good educational resource. So this could be nothing more simple, more complex than selecting that as the basis. Okay, that's assignment number one that you're going to be working on. Once you get a topic, first thing we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about a lot in this course, is looking at research article selection and critique. In today's world, there's lots and lots of literature that you can get by doing nothing more than dialing in through your handheld device or your personal computer or your iPad or whatever you're using. Lots of literature out there. Your problem is really simple. You need to find the literature that's worth a damn so you can use it as a basis for making improvements. So based on the topic that you selected, you're going to try to find research articles that are directly related. And here are some of the things I'm going to be looking at here. First of all, we want to make sure it is a report of a completed research studies. Lots of people tell you they're giving you research information and you can't find anything in their report that looks like a research study. So we're going to teach you how to tell the difference and make sure you select it right. We're going to look to see that what you're selecting is topic matched to the need that you have. And there'll be some criteria to help you on that. Okay, and then you're going to select and you're going to justify the selection. Then we're going to ask you to look specifically at some features of it. The main thing for research purposes we're going to look at a lot is what we call the methodology of the study. Now, as a hint, that's a part of the study where it tells you how many people were involved, how they get the information, i.e. test results, surveys, counting people who completed assignments, all kinds of things like that. And then we're going to be talking about the method to use to collect and verify the data. And then we're going to follow up with seeing how did they organize and treat the information. Now this is going to be a pretty simple, straightforward process, but it's really very important. Let me whet your appetite on research that I would be interested in with regard to this big brouhaha that's going on right now having to do with gun restrictions and not gun restrictions. And I'm not going to get into that part. I'm going to give you one very simple question that can be researched. And there's data on it available right now. Let's suppose we take all of the households in your community or in the state of Kansas or in the nation, and we compare them, we put them in two groups. Group one, all households that do not have a weapon, i.e. a gun of some kind in the household. And category two, households that have a gun. Okay? That's our only categories. Not going to make any judgment calls. Then we simply want to collect data on some very specific questions. For example, on question one, in case there's a break-in in your house, are you more likely to sustain physical damage or injury that could be harm or death if A, you had a gun in the house, or B, you didn't have a gun in the house? Now forget about the assailant. Let's just talk about your safety right now. And what does the data show? Well, hate to tell you, but the data shows that by about a 2-to-1 ratio, you're safer if you don't have a gun in the house. Now, I'm not going to go into the details or case studies, but that's enough to whet your appetite. So, okay, big assignment, research article selecting and critique. This will be a big thing and we're going to spend a lot of time, so think about this one here. Another area that I'm a big nut on is the idea of being able to demonstrate that you can manage and handle data. Now, it's pretty hard for me to visualize a world in which you can do anything with research when you can't organize the data. And in this day and age, with the tools that we have in Kansas schools, that means that you need to be able to use Microsoft Excel. I can't visualize a single school or school district, public or private, in the state of Kansas that doesn't have access to Microsoft Excel. If there's one out there, I'd be glad to help you out in some other way, but you need to do some research. I'll bet you find it's there. So it's all set up for you to be able to organize and manage and data, and you need to become a good, effective practitioner of using and driving Excel skills. Now, I'm going to provide lots of tutorials for you, lots of help. I will even provide sample data sets for you to use, or if you are an experienced Excel user, and there probably are some of you who are listening to this, you can demonstrate Excel skills, pardon me, even before the course starts, and I can show you how to do this. So, there will be a section during the course on using effective Excel skills, but this would be something that you could probably test out of before the course if you already are one of those people that's using Excel a lot in your school. Question me if you have questions about that, and we'll be following up on that. Let's go back to Freakonomics, one of the books I selected as a topic, because this book is chock full of good, fun to read examples and illustrations of the use of data to question common knowledge and to show that frequently common knowledge is really the best way to go. So in this book, we won't go further about this today. You're going to be seeing a lot. I will provide some very clear examples and illustrations and guidelines for the selection of sections of this book that I want you to review and examine and analyze. And I'm providing a little set of simple guidelines here, but we'll do this in more detail in the future. But trust me, you will find some really good examples. Now, I'm not saying you're going to agree with everything that's in Freakonomics. There probably might be some sections that make you angry. And that's not a bad thing for you to do some questioning, because that's a good research attitude to have. But there will be some Freakonomics required reading, opportunities for React, specific guidelines in order for you to get moving on that. Now, by this time you're going to have some background information, you're going to have some skills in looking at research tools, locating research articles, managing data. You're going to have some experience with some provided reading activities. Now we want to get you to the idea of using this for your own benefit, and each of you is going to be responsible for developing an improvement plan. Now, this is going to be based on that first preparatory assignment we talked about way at the beginning, about 10 minutes ago in this little demonstration. So you can page back to that, because you're going to provide content, a little narrative description of a need or a situation you want to address in this class. And by this time, we're going to make sure that you've got some tools to deal with that so you can develop an improvement plan. Now, this is probably going to be the heart of the class, and this is going to be probably the thing from the class that you're going to be most likely to take with you. But you'll notice it's coordinated, because this assignment, which is assignment number 4 if you're counting, is also coordinated with a preparatory assignment, and it's also going to be coordinated with assignment number 1, which has to do with the selection and critique of research articles. Certainly would be a good way to bring assignment number 3, which has all to do with, assignment number 2, which has to do with Excel into the process well. Let's move on for right now, and to do that we're going to move on to the last assignment of the course. Is go to your other text, Memory Jogger. Now, Memory Jogger is nothing more than a toolbox. It has little tools in it that you can use. Simply let me say, in relationship to the improvement project, this assignment right here, you're going to be expected to use some tools from Memory Jogger. Now, you're going to find this a lot easier than you think. And if you have a Memory Jogger, let me whet your appetite. Look up in the index of Memory Jogger 2 categories. Look at Brainstorm, a process a lot of us talk about brainstorming, and something called NGT multi-voting, and you can use these in combination. Now, this is a great tool to use for decision making for 4-year-olds or 84-year-olds. It works every time. It avoids letting the situation be dominated by the people who have the most clout or have the loudest voice. Okay, in summary, these are the assignments of the class. Now, over the next little bit, because this is the website for this course, and I'll go back up to the process so you'll know what course we're talking about. The website for this course is going to be opened up very soon, and probably no later than Friday the 18th of January. So you're going to get this very quickly, and you're going to see lots of information about these assignments that are going to be added into the fray as we go along. So welcome to the class. We'll have some fun, but we're going to learn something too. This will let you know what we're going to do. Bye-bye.